everyone. Welcome back to the Tuned and Toned podcast. I am Dr. Jen Kabbas here again today with Coach Brian Chambers of Big Bend Strength and Conditioning. We are going to be talking today, it's going to be our first instructional video. If you were looking for some things that you can do at home on your own, we're going to start giving you those in this format. Today we are going to look at the Psoas Activator, something that we're pulling from the Strong Fit repertoire, but we're going to talk today about how it applies to performing artists. So the psoas, if you don't know what that is a very deep abdominal muscle. It's really, really important for upper body and lower body connection. It helps you stay upright. It helps with hip mobility. And if you're doing anything seated, whether that's seated orchestral rehearsals, music performance, anything you would do in a chair, basically. This is going to help you stay upright comfortably for a sustained amount of time, and it's going to help really alleviate a lot of that lower back pain. So, you want to dive right in?
Yeah.
I think we're going to dive right in. So we're going to start with more towards the end goal of what we're going with, and then I'm going to show people some things you can do if you're not quite ready for this. So the end goal of this, it's going to look like, we'll have Brian demonstrate this. Sitting on a floor, up and down with the leg. Now the things to look for with this are you want to avoid using too much of your quads, that's your outer leg muscle here, too much of your hip flexors. So really we just want to feel the deep muscles of the abdomen. I usually feel it actually right about here. But internal. The other things we want to look out for is we don't want to be digging in the heel of the opposite leg in order to lever that up. We want to avoid what some people in the fitness community would call a kipping motion, where you have to kind of swing to get momentum. We want to avoid excess rounding in the upper back in order to get the movement to happen. And we can avoid that too by getting that sort of prayer hands that Brian is demonstrating for us. Way to get into that is to come up and under so that we're really activating the pecs instead of just kind of slapping things together. And we want to avoid bending the knee if we can help it while we raise the leg, because that's going to take away from, all of that's going to take away from the actual psoas activation. Now, if you can't do it from the floor, some options are, if you have access to a gym with some rubber plates, you can really customize the height here, and we'll do it from that. I'll just show us a couple of those. And the nice thing is, if this is still too low for you to comfortably get at your psoas, you can keep stacking plates. If you have something with an adjustable height, same thing. Now, if you can't do that much from a lowered height, one modification that I've found is to actually do it from a chair with your legs bent. Now, it doesn't work for everyone. It works well for me and a couple other people I know. It does not work well if you've got problems with your hips, former injuries there. It might be a problem, so be really careful with this one. But that just looks like same thing, prayer hands if you can, and then just raise the foot just a little bit with your bent leg. Now, if you can't get your foot off the ground while feeling your psoas, that's okay too. Just act like you're about to lift it, but don't let it come off the ground. Anything you can do to start the activation process is what we're going for. And that will build over time. When I started doing this, I guess it was over a year ago at this point, this is what I had to do to get started. And eventually it led to what I'm currently doing, then to the plates, and then to the floor. So this is a process. If you can't do it, it's not a problem. Just trust the process and get into it. If you have questions about this, or if you want additional help with it, please feel free to reach out to me. You can find me at tunedandtonedperformance.com. That's tuned with a D and toned with a D. You can also find me on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. My handles on Facebook and Instagram are at tuned and toned performance. Feel free to send us a message if you want to come in and learn how to do this better. We're glad to help you with that if you're in the Tallahassee area. If you are non-local, we are still able to help you, so feel free to reach out to us. Thanks for joining us today, guys, and thank you, Brian, for being here and working with us. All right, have a good day.